place. I'm doing fine, I'm feeling great. You're not my fan, you can't relate. Straight talk going, stays not safe. Before you cross me, look both ways. Leaving the scene with no trace, none in my league. You out of place, I'm not at the top, I'm outer space. Can't eat with us, we're out of place. I'm doing fine, I'm feeling great. You're not my fan, you can't relate. Straight talk going, state to state.
What's going on, guys? It's your host, your boy, George Mackay. And as you can see on the screen beside me, I am here with the reigning, defending Destiny World Heavyweight Champion, the reigning, defending Next Gen Champion, the leader of Destroy, who also represents the Destiny Tag Team Champions. These guys got all the gold. In terms of factions in wrestling, period, these guys are at the top of their game right now and only going higher. Today, we are talking straight up Destiny. May mix a little Impact in there, but we're going to keep it Destiny related. So please help me welcome the leader, the heavyweight champ, the next gen champ, Impact Wrestling superstar, the man who is the face of Destiny Wrestling, period, when it comes to everything, Aiden Prince. How are you, sir?
I'm great, man. Thank you for that intro. I really appreciate that.
Well, it's fact. It's truth.
I love hearing how cool I am. So it's great. Thank you.
Who doesn't? Who doesn't love hearing how cool?
Thank you for having me. This is what, my third time?
This is actually number 4.
I think I might we might have to add a thing to that intro. Am I the reigning leader and how many times I've been on this damn podcast too? So
yes,
hey,
you
look
are.
at that.
You are. And
look at
especially now the reigning leader of how many times appearances have been made on the Straight Talk Wrestling podcast.
Look at this. Look at this. Biggest accomplishment of them all.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. So my first question, last Destiny show in October, you faced Josh Alexander, Kevin Blackwood, EC3, Fatal 4-Way, which you came out, you raised your hand as the new Destiny Heavyweight Champion. How does it feel coming full circle from when you debuted in Destiny as that young kid who was just making his way, going on a 4-year win streak, unlost, having a little bit of a rough patch, which we will have to discuss, and then finally, after winning the Next Gen Championship in the summertime at a special Destiny show at Vaughn Comic-Con, which I was able to announce, which was super fucking cool, and then raising your champ as that you literally hold all the singles gold right now in Destiny. Nobody else has ever done that. Ever.
Yeah. It's surreal, dude. It's probably the coolest accomplishment I've had in wrestling because of that full circle moment. Yeah, I'm almost speechless because it's yeah, dude. I play the vignettes in my head. I'm an old school wrestling fan, you know. So I picture this vignette of those the Rib Fest shows to the you know the Don Koloff shows to you know my E-Lucha tights to now, you know, and it's surreal, dude. It's surreal, and I do have big shoes to fill, so it's pressure, but it's a pretty darn cool feeling. I can't lie.
Absolutely. Now, I mean, talking about streaks, like I said, you were 4+ years undefeated. Josh Alexander held that title down and defended it for 4+ years. Had a little bit of a break in between when he lost the title to Pete Dunne, but gained it right back and was riding it strong for a good, you know, almost 900 days as champ. Yeah. Looking at who the previous champion was and all the people that have actually held the Destiny Championship, if you go back through kind of the archives of Destiny, you're talking about a lot of big names have held that championship. Rey Mysterio, Pete Dunne, Josh Alexander, now yourself. There's more that I could list, but the
RJ City
was actually the inaugural champion, and now he's killing things on AEW and what is it, AE or AE?
Yeah. That's another podcast I want to be on. You
know, absolutely. But looking at the list of legends and now being able to put your name on that, and it's quite fitting that the next Destiny show, December 4th, you guys are coming home. You're coming back to where it all kind of began. Don Koloff. It's called Destiny Wrestling Homecoming, and you're going to be having your first title defense against Blake Christensen. Like, that is wow, man. Wow. That's pressure for a first defense. Very much.
Like, man, I forgot Rey Mysterio had this thing. Again, dude, it's surreal, and I almost don't feel like I deserve it just because, you know, those are some crazy names. But if you look at my story over the time, you know, it was almost inevitable. And I don't think I was set up to be in this position. I think it just naturally, the story told itself, and it worked out. And I did work very fucking hard to be here. So, it's a blessing, bro. It's again, I'm speechless. It's this title means so much to me, and they say on an indie wrestling level, you know, titles shouldn't mean anything and stuff like that. But I hold probably the most prestigious title that's been around indie wrestling in a pretty long time. So for me, it's a dream come true, dude. It really is. It is. And again, a guy like Blake Christian is, the first title defense is a hard one. And it's also, like I said, that pressure of, you've been to most Destiny shows, if not all of them. By the end of the night, the crowd was banging the side of the ring. The crowd was standing. The Josh stole the show every single time. So I fully intend on stealing the show every single time. And if I'm not, then I don't deserve the championship that I have. So, you'll see a show stealer with me and Blake Christian. That's for sure.
Absolutely. 100. I expect nothing less from an Aiden Prince match. But let's talk about the evolution of Aiden Prince through Destiny. Like I said, you started off at Destiny as kind of, first match, second match in. Then you were mid-carding, like in the middle of the event. Then you were the under-mid event. Then you're in the main event. And we're talking 4 years. Aiden Prince never lost in a Destiny ring. Never, ever, ever lost. I think I was there the last time you lost before you went on that crazy streak was another fatal four-way, which was the first time I ever got to see you wrestle. It was you, Low Key, Josh, and there was one other person. Actually,
no, it was a triple threat.
It was a triple threat. And that I remember that because I walked up to you the first show and I was like, "Hey man, I'm starting a new podcast, Straight Talk Wrestling. I love to be on it." And right away you were like, "Fuck yeah. Listen, here's my digits. Let's set it up." And we've had each other's numbers since that day one.
Yeah,
and to see the progression of Aiden Prince then to Aiden Prince now, like you saw kind of the fluctuation happening, but then unfortunately the streak ended. 4 years, it ended. It didn't go your way that day. And we saw the change. We saw the really aggressive, hungry Aiden Prince that's always been there, but he came out more forward. Like, you know what? I'm not waiting for opportunities anymore. I'm going to take what's mine. I'm going to earn what's mine. Whether you like it or not, you're going to see these sides of me. And I saw that when you won that Next Gen Championship back again. And that's another record you hold because I believe you're the only 2-time Next Gen champion. There is nobody else that is rocking.
And I'm the only one to hold both of them at the same time. So
exactly, yes. which I announced in the intro. So you've got a lot of records already in a very short heavyweight title reign. But top of the mountain, the evolution happening in the summer, the progression, and here we are. Was the evolution something that needed to happen at that moment, or was the evolution always brewing? It just happened to release at that moment.
So for me, and you can see it in the matches if you look back at them, my very first time at Destiny, I sat up in the bleachers taking photos. I wanted to be a fan at Destiny. So I just wanted to be there. So there was that. And then there was me begging to get on the damn show. And then I got on the show and you just seen a happy to be there me. So it didn't matter what match I was on. I gave no fucks. I just wanted to be there. It didn't matter if it was the first match. It didn't matter if it was before the show. I didn't care. I just wanted to be in that locker room. And that showed in my matches. I was out there smiling. I was having a good time. I was having fun. And those are the matches that, I'd go home, I did it. I was on a Destiny show, and then you fast forward a little bit and you're part of the promotion now. You know what I mean? So you start to like, okay, I'm one of the guys here. So you have this little bit of a confidence because you're like, I'm part of the roster now. Mm-hmm. So now I want better matches. I want, and then there I am on the mid card, and we're having those sweet scramble matches and those type of things. And, you fast forward a little more and you go, hey, I'm part of the roster, but I think I'm one of the better guys here. Like I'm seeing more young guys come under me. I'm doing other things. I'm like, no, I want to be the guy here, and that turned me from, and you see it in my entrances, that turned me from, I'm happy to be here to, yo, let's go. Like, I'm going out there to steal the fucking show. And then you steal the show, you steal the show, you steal the show. And then I'm looking over at Josh now. And I know I might not ever be Josh, but I know I'm good enough to hold that belt. So now you're getting this chip on your shoulder a little bit, you know? And you're still stealing the shows. You're pushing for more. You're pushing for more. But I'm grateful to be there this whole time. But I'm getting a chip now because I know I can handle bigger matches. So then I was given Tyler Bate, which was an ultimate test, not only for me, but it also checked me because it was like, okay, you got this chip on your shoulder for this reason. Here it is. So shut up and go do it. And me and Tyler Bate, to this day, is one of my favorite matches. We tore it up.
Yeah, absolutely. I would agree that that's probably one of your best, if not your best match at Destiny Wrestling.
Right. And we'll rewind a little bit. The main event of the show was Josh Alexander versus Low-Ki. Right? I missed this pivotal moment. Josh Alexander and Low-Ki's happening. I'm in the beginning of the show. Iceman comes up to me and says, hey, we don't know who's going over in this match yet. We'll tell you guys in a bit. So we're getting closer to showtime. Nobody in the beginning of the match knows who's going over. George walks up and says, Prince over, he's going into the main event. I made that exact face. I'm what? So here I am, you know, at that point where I'm starting to get somewhere, and then I get this main event thrown at me. And that was my first put up or shut up moment, you know? And I didn't do much in that match, but it was the first time I stood in the ring with Low-Ki and Josh. So I'm standing in there with the top guys, and I got that taste of it, you know? I got that taste of it. So that's where I think that ship started to really start, was, okay, I'm in there with these guys, and I look good in here with these guys. I want to be here more. So then, you know, again, we fast forward. I'm stealing the show. Tyler Bate comes up. We have that banger of a match. After that, it was like, okay, I'm something, but the only title we have at the time is the world title. And I want that shot. I'm next in line. I know I'm next in line. Boom, pops up next gen championship. Give me that. I know that I am the next generation of this promotion, and I want that. So my eyes just stuck to that because I knew maybe I wasn't good enough to hang with Josh yet, but I knew I was next in line to do that. So my focus became that next gen championship, and I did whatever I could and whatever I needed to do to get to it. And, you know, when that happened, it was a surreal moment to me. That meant almost more than the world title moment did, just because it was this evolution for me. Like, it was a big jump, and I knew that I wasn't the leader yet, but I was the Intercontinental Champion. I was that guy that's next up, you know what I mean? And then it didn't even really occur to me that I hadn't lost, to be honest, until George said it one day. And I was like, whoa, like, okay, I got to give myself a little bit of credit here. Like, I'm killing it. So now we're in that four-way moment. You know, we're in the four-way moment. It gets told to me, hey, you're losing. This is how it's going down. I know I'm breaking some wrestling rules here, but who cares?
Okay.
I get told that's how it's going down, and, you know, we want to see your aggression side. We want to see whatever, which was perfect timing for me personally, because I had just come out of the pandemic. I just had got signed. So I started feeling this new chip on my shoulder, and the sense of, all right, time to put up or shut up in a whole new way, you know? But I also had this built up anger and stress and everything, from the failed move to Ottawa to the pandemic to everything I was personally going through mentally, that it was stars aligned in the sense of time to show this different, like, fuck you side of me. So the fan push, you know, the anger side of me, and I knew as soon as I pushed that poor kid, and the
me,
crowd,
by the way, He pushed
And
it right
into
in the
you,
vein.
I apologize.
Hurt my
But
shoulder.
I knew the second the crowd went kind of silent, that they believed in what I was doing, and it was something to happen. Like I just felt it click. Like I knew that we were onto something cool. Then I find out, we're gonna do this faction. We didn't know who was gonna be in it yet. We just had this faction idea. It had a bunch of different name ideas, all different members were gonna be in it, all these different things. And I looked over and seen Fuerza and Vertigo. And we all know I'm a huge Hulk Hogan guy. I've always loved Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
And I looked at it like, those are my outsiders. Those are two other guys that haven't got the opportunities they deserve. They're two other guys that probably have a built-up chip on their shoulder, that are a little bit pissed off at Destiny, just like I was. And it just stars aligned, man. Stars aligned. So when we busted in on Channing Decker and beat the shit out of him and Tarek, and we tore the ring to shreds, dude, magic moment to me. Like magic moment to me. That was my Scott Hall coming over to the guardrail, and Dasha. It was perfect, bro. It was exactly what I wanted it to be. So it's yeah, and we're not done yet. We are not done yet. But yeah,
absolutely not.
Sorry to go off on a tangent, but yeah, that's kind of the evolution story of me and Destiny. So yeah, it's crazy.
Absolutely. And I look at a couple matches that I think where you leveled up at Destiny. For sure. One match that sticks out obviously is Tyler Bate. We already talked about that. That match we really got to see Prince Hank with one of the all-time greats at that time, and you delivered. Also, you and Alex Zane, the Sauce. Love Alex Zane. Love the story that you guys told. That was an incredible match, and I wish that could have happened again and again and again. You and Alex Zane at Destiny, you guys have that fight forever feel. And then I look at the triple threat main event that you were thrown in, and again, that was where we got to see Aiden Prince go from "I'm happy to be here" to "Hey, I can hang here. I can hang here and I can make a difference." And then you talk about matches with Trey Miguel, and even you look at the Next Gen Championship, names that have held it: Kevin Blackwood, Trey Miguel, yourself twice. I mean, the list goes on and on of how you've reached peaks and you've climbed above. Whoever said the ceiling is here, they have no idea who the fuck Aiden Prince is, because the ceiling is never here. The ceiling is way the fuck up there, 3 stories to the left, and 5 stories above that. The ceiling just keeps getting higher, and it's not like you're not putting in the work in. We got to see the conditioning get better. We got to see you take better care of yourself, put on the weight so that you can hang with guys like that. And then you're in the ring at the last Destiny show with Kevin Blackwood, arguably one of, again, the best indie talents out there right now. How he's not signed, I have no fucking idea. You look at Josh Alexander, he is the reigning, defending Impact Wrestling heavyweight champion. You look at EC3, he's held titles all over the world. And then Aiden Prince is in their Next Gen Championship, and you deliver. So I have no qualms to say that I am an Aiden Prince mark. I am the biggest Aiden Prince mark there fucking is out there. And if anybody wants to challenge me, they can. But
hey, I got
legitimate.
My mom might have you there. She might challenge you.
Well, but that's fair. Mama Prince, we know my feelings about Mama Prince. I adore Mama Prince. On the last podcast, I tried to make this motherfucker cry by saying extra nice things.
You made her cry.
She's an amazing woman, and she's raised one hell of a strong kid. And the way you're raised is the way you carry yourself. And you carry yourself now with this swagger, and it's not an egomaniacal swagger. It's, I know what I can do. All I need is the ball. So guess what? At the last Destiny show, they said to you, "Okay, here's the ball, kid. Now it's time. Now it's time to run with it." And then it's like, cool. I got the straps. I'm feeling comfortable. Oh, hey, Prince, don't get too comfortable. You got Blake Christian in like 2 months. Oh, fuck, great, awesome. I love my life. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
You guys are great.
Yeah, it's motivating, bro. It's motivating. Blake's. I've watched this stuff for a long time, and I mean, him, Chris Bay, Trey Miguel, those 3 guys I look at as, guys I strive to be like, guys that I really want to be able to hang with, and I mean, it's gonna be a big test for me, but it's he's coming to my house, you know, the place that I destroyed actually. So it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. But he's
Absolutely.
got another thing coming if he thinks he's leaving with something I've worked 10 years for. We're getting there. So
No, he's
yeah.
not. He's not getting that title. That
No.
the only way he's gonna get that title is if your heart gives out, and
Yeah, exactly. And
you have no
never
quit.
happened.
No, you
That
have
ain't
no
never
quit.
happened.
Absolutely. So
Yes.
what about the next gen championship now? I mean, you are the heavyweight champion. Will you be relinquishing the next gen championship, or will you be passing it on to?
Over my dead body.
So we're
If
going to defend both titles all the time.
I will defend those until, you know, ever. It's not happening.
Okay.
Any young punk that thinks they can step up and do some things, then they could try. But there is a few young guys out there that I would love to work with. Evan Greenaway being one of them. Clay Wilson being another one. Who else?
You know, he's Dino Bravo's distant relative, Clay Wilson.
I think so. I
Yeah.
can see that.
Well, he got the
that.
best at the Dino Bravo estate sale. So yeah, he got he got it there.
Okay. Who else? What other young guys are out there? Wow, there's so much young talent now, man.
Yeah, and that's great, right? For the future of pro wrestling.
Tyler Arrow seems like he's doing some
I was
things.
just gonna say Tyler Arrow, absolutely, man.
Yeah, there's Ren Jones is not a young talent. He's been wrestling as long as me, but I really want to work with Ren. Yeah, man, there's so many guys, but I mean, they won't win the belt, but we can talk. That's for sure.
We're absolutely sign on the dotted line if you want to get your ass kicked. There's no problem.
That's how I look at it. But yeah,
that's it. So what
Ain't
about
no
what about
taking
with
this.
the tag team titles? Is it is it Freebird's rules? Like, can you also jump in on that, or is that mostly
Ooh,
some vertical?
That's a good question. I think so. I think the boys would be okay with that.
Freebird rule? I think it'd be
I do think the boys would be okay with that. You know, I'd be okay with them defending my belts. So
absolutely.
You know, I think they'd be all right with that. But yeah, I think they got them handled for sure.
So what about you and new ownership? How is the relationship with you and the new owner of Destiny?
See, we probably scared Iceman away. That's how I look at it, right? That we probably scared him away. We ruined all of his stuff.
You know? Ruined everything, actually.
We ruined everything. I literally stabbed the ring with scissors. So that's I think we scared Iceman away. If this dweeb thinks that he's gonna come in and tell me Fuerza and Vertigo what to do, he's got another thing coming.
Yeah, I figured that.
So I mean, you know, he's dealing with the new champ in town now. So it's gonna be interesting. But I know my pay went up, and I know the boys' pay went up. So we'll see.
As long as
we will see.
As long as
exactly the check clears, we won't destroy anything else. Maybe.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you can't be called destroy without destroying shit. Sometimes you have to.
Right. So you know, that's the way I look at it. Yeah.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. Where did the name of Destroy come from? Like, there must have been so many names thrown around. How did you settle on Destroy?
So Destroy is something that I've personally wanted to create for years. We're talking probably 8-9 years, because Destroy was my created game team that I created years ago in my video games, that I created with my action figures when I was a little kid. So Destroy has been a dream of mine for many years, and it was who fits the spot. You know, in my games, it was my created characters, and I always had my Hogan type character with my tag team, and that's how it always kind of was. So when names started getting thrown around, it was like, and I found out who was going to be in the group. For me, it was this is the time to drop the name. This is Destroy. So it's a cool moment for me because it's working so well. If it was just a random indie wrestling group or whatever, I'd look at it differently. But the fact that it's doing so well and we are unstoppable, it's pretty fucking cool, man. It's pretty fucking cool.
Absolutely. And at least I could say this: the leader of Destroy likes me way more than Fuerza and Vertigo, because every time I try to take pictures with those guys, they avoid me. I don't know why.
Don't tell me that, because I might have to hang up.
Oh no. Okay, I forgot. They love me. They love me.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
They love me.
I did just get a text from Vertigo. Actually, what's your address again?
Oh shit. Yeah, that's right. He wants to destroy my basement. I'm not gonna give you my address.
Just give us the address, bro.
Okay, fine, no problem. I live in Brampton. There.
Okay, we'll find you.
Yeah,
We'll
it's
find.
very
see.
small city. You can find me no
Okay.
problem.
We know a guy who knows a guy.
Oh, yeah, you know a guy who know. Perfect. Okay,
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
So, in terms of, I mean, everything that's been built thus far, storyline wise, and that's the great thing I love about Destiny is that the storytelling has been second to none. The storytelling has going from the underdog to the underappreciated to top of the mountain. The storyline has been excellent, but behind the scenes, you go from being happy to be there to doing whatever's needed to not so much challenging, but saying, listen, I know I'm ready for this next step. I just need an opportunity. Let me have the opportunity. And the opportunities were given. But now you are a locker room leader because when you're rocking the heavyweight championship, you are the unofficial locker room leader. Do you feel extra pressure in terms of keeping that locker room together as well as Josh carried it before you?
Yes. For me, and I told this to the new guy. I said Destiny has held this certain standard for many, many years. That, there's a reason why I begged and fought and had to work my ass off to get into Destiny. And it's because we are the top wrestling promotion in Canada, and that's the way I look at it. We're the top of the mountain. So if you want to be part of Destiny, you have to look the part. You have to work out the best. You have to hang in the ring the best. You got to bust your ass to get on a Destiny show. So for me, in that locker room, I want to protect that prestige. I don't want to see and this is no offense to any young guy or offense to anybody. I don't want to see anybody in that locker room who doesn't deserve to be there. Just because guys like me, Vertigo and Flares have busted our ass to get our spots. You know what I mean? And guys like Airstrike, I look at them and I go, okay, you guys have been hanging, you've been doing your thing, you belong here. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't want to just see random Joe Schmoes coming off, this promotion, that promotion, and jumping in on what we helped build. I want that prestige to stay there, and that's with any kind of ownership change or any kind of management change or anything. There's always this kind of in the attitude because it's like, is this gonna work? Is this, what's this guy gonna do? What's that guy's gonna do? And it means a lot to me to keep everybody's, morale up and keep everybody, looking at this in the way of this is the new era. We're going to build a new era together. And if we all bust our ass together, it doesn't matter who's running this thing. If we kick ass and this guy's behind us and supports us and we all build each other up, we're going to continue to be the same Destiny we've always been. And that is super important to me. Kayfabe shit aside, it's that is super, super important to me, that we keep Destiny what it's meant to be.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And in terms of, I mean, this is a big question. You're walking back into the Don Koloff Arena for the first time in probably 6 to 7 months because the last couple Destiny shows have been outside the Don Koloff Arena.
Right.
So now you're coming home, homecoming, December 4th. And you're not only coming home to the house that indie wrestling's been built on. I mean, don't get me wrong, Apollonia Hall has so much history.
Right.
But the Don Koloff, in terms of Destiny history, that is the Mecca for Destiny.
Yeah.
It is Destiny's house. You're coming in rocking all the gold. Is it going to be hard for you to not soak that in when you walk out with the heavyweight championship for the first time, defending it in the house that Destiny built?
Yes and no. Like for me, it's I can go into this with two different attitudes. I can go in there like, finally, I did it, or I can walk in there like, you're fucking right, I did it. And the latter is how I'm walking into homecoming. I busted my ass for a long time. I got looked down on for a long time. People didn't think I was going to be in this spot. People didn't believe in me to be in this spot, and I'm here now. So I think what's going to make me pick up a W and make me leave holding the same championship is if I go in with the attitude that I fucking deserve to be here and I busted my ass to be here, and look at me now, bitches. You know what I mean? And that's that's exactly the attitude I'm walking in with.
Absolutely. I don't think there's a better attitude to walk in with, because like
Yeah.
you said, you didn't wait for it. You seized the day. I mean, like I have Carpe Diem on my arm. You seized the day. You seized the opportunity and you delivered. You want to give me the ball? Cool. You don't want to give me the ball? Fuck you. I'm going to take it anyways.
Right.
And here we are. We're in the rain. We're in the Prince era. There
Yeah.
is no other era right now. We are in the Prince era. And every city is Prince fucking city. And
Exactly.
Mississauga is definitely Prince City. What was, I mean, we're gonna break some walls here. What was
Yeah.
Mama Prince's reaction when you called her and you said, Mom, guess what I'm coming home with? Like, come on, give me Mama Prince's reaction.
So when I got to the back, she had already texted me a bunch because new Destiny guy was right on, posting it on the Instagram. So my mom just started a new job, so I didn't tell her what was going to happen just because I knew she'd get herself in trouble at work to be there or something, you know what I mean? So I didn't tell her. I kept it a surprise, which was very hard. But yeah, when I got to the back, I had a huge, I'm proud of you message, which means the world to me because my mom again has heard how important Destiny is to me and how, someday I'm going to do this and someday I'm going to do that. And I remember bringing the next gen title home it was nuts. I think the cooler reaction though, I'm not going to lie, was from my grandmother.
Okay. Give me
Yes.
Grandma Prince's reaction.
Yeah. So my grandma is who got me into wrestling. I don't know if you know that.
I do know that. Yes.
My grandma's who got me into wrestling. My grandma is also the biggest Josh Alexander fan there is.
Ooh.
Yes, I don't even know if Josh knows this, but yes, my grandma loves the walking weapon. She gets all excited. So my grandma watches Impact on her satellite and stuff. So she knows all about Josh. So during the whole Josh and Moose feud, she was watching and kept saying, walking weapon's going to beat the Moose. And it was hilarious. So I had called her. My mom was there. And my mom puts her on FaceTime and I'm like, Nana, check it out. And I show her the belt. She goes, whoa, who'd you win that from? And I said, oh, it was Josh Alexander's belt. Oh, he must have been tired that day.
Wow. Nana Prince with the bird. I love
with the bird. Yeah. I can't believe you have the walking weapons belt, she says.
You should return that belt right away, young.
Yeah,
you apologize.
But the funny part about it is you laughed, you think Nana was burning me, like she was serious. Like my Nana is like loves that guy. It's hilarious. Like, yeah, oh, he must have been tired. So I guess when we got off FaceTime, she kept saying to my mom, I can't believe he beat the walking weapon. There's no way he beat the walking weapon. Oh, what's gotten into him? It's the dude. It was hilarious. So yeah, that's
what the hell has gotten into you, Prince? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, it was great. It was great. Yeah.
Well, now that you have beat him and you're rocking the gold, I mean, Nana Prince is gonna have to see you defend it. Yeah. And what happens every time you defend it? She's gonna be like, well, it was an okay title defense, but it wasn't the Josh Alexander title.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Between me and you, I think she thinks I won the Impact title, so we're just gonna let her believe that.
Nothing wrong with that.
But yeah, it's hilarious. It's great.
It's great moment. It's great moments like that though. It's a special moment that you could share. Yeah. You can look at that title and be like, my own Nana was like shit talking me. So this is great.
Yeah, she's hilarious, man. She's she's been my one of my other biggest supporters for a long time. She's got one of our old Impact posters next to her bed on her thing and shit, dude. It's hilarious. Yeah, I have a very supportive family. I'm very blessed there for sure.
Absolutely, you are, man. You got a supportive family. You got fans that are behind you and fans that know what you can do and knew that it was just a matter of time. And as 2022 winds down, I mean, what a fucking year. Signed to Impact, doing your stuff over there. Destiny Next Gen champion, Destiny World champion, and you're going to end the year retaining that title. And I'm putting my stamp on it now. Blake, listen, I got a lot of respect for you. But
gonna say, man, hey, that's a good podcast guest. Don't ruin it. You know?
well, Blake, hit me up, Blake. Maybe we can talk.
You'll have the alternate ending that you send him that says, "Man, I knew you were gonna win the title."
I knew it. As soon as I get off the thing, I'll just put like a melon head with your Prince City jacket and be like, I knew he was gonna take it, Prince. I absolutely knew. You have anything to say?
Yeah, exactly.
I knew you didn't have anything to say. So before I let you go, a couple more questions because I want you to enjoy the rest of your evening.
I appreciate it.
In terms of building the legacy that is now your era as a Destiny World Heavyweight Champion, any comers, any challengers, you're willing to take on anyone and everyone. But if there is someone out there, because I know the owner of Destiny, the new owner of Destiny, is going to be watching this interview. If there's anybody that you would like to get your hands on in that ring, that you would love to defend his title again, do you have a dream star in the Indies that you would love to put this title against?
You see, he's not an indie guy anymore. He's a bigger name now, but Chris Sabin has been my dream match since I was a very young man, and I do get to work very close to him nowadays. But Chris Sabin is a huge dream match for me. There's other ones. There's Amazing Red. I don't even know if he's working anymore. He's another big dream match. Jack Evans is another big dream match. Will Ospreay will forever be, another big one if he ever
Will
makes
Ospreay's my dream match. I'd let him get in the ring and beat the fucking shit out of me.
Exactly. Right. But yeah, in terms of a realistic match, I think Chris Sabin is one of my big dream matches. Jordan Oliver is another one. That'd be another good one. I've worked with him previously. We've had a really good match. So, he's come a long way, as have I. So I think that'd be another pretty cool one as well. But yeah.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, there's a lot of names that we're throwing in there, and the new owner of Destiny, I mean, he's probably got the same ties to Impact, so who knows? All I'm saying is Chris Sabin versus Aiden Prince for the start of 2023. Ooh, sign me up. Take my money. I'll give you money right now. I'll just swipe my debit card and give me some stamps back. Final question for you. Did you ever think, looking as a kid who was a wrestling fan, to all the trials, tribulations, up, downs, setbacks, pushbacks, push downs, rise aboves, did you ever think that coming out of the pandemic, your career would change in so many different layers in terms of your character development, your in-ring skill, your work ethic is being second to none, and just being a decently great human, which I'm surprised because I really thought you were gonna fucking eat the shit out of me today, but you're always the same Prince. You're a sweetheart, and I love you. Like I said, I told you so many times, man, you're like a brother to me. You're not just a friend, you're family. And you will forever be family, man. You're somebody I look up to and I admire. And I don't give a shit if look at this guy. I'm not kissing his ass. It's fucking 100% true. So anybody out there that says kissing his ass, you can go ahead and turn it off now. You've already watched enough, so the views count. Fuck them. That's right. But did you ever think that coming out of the pandemic, 2022 would be your strongest year in wrestling to date?
See, it's crazy, bro. I'm gonna be really honest here. I thought I was done. I thought during the pandemic I fell back. I fell pretty hard, and I thought I was done. So to come out of the pandemic and to be blessed with everything I have been, man, it's surreal, dude. Surreal. I mean, everything from my body to my mental state to my living situation to my financial situation, and then wrestling, like a night and day difference. I still have my struggles. I still have my battles. And I was just having a conversation with somebody today, like I'll always feel like I'm not doing enough. Like I will always feel that way. And you talked about a ceiling, and I never see a ceiling because I could be WWE champion and, AEW champion and TNA champion or Impact champion or ROH champion and still feel like I need to do more. Like I have more in me to give, or I could be better, or maybe I was better before, or all these different stressors, because it's just, I never want to feel complacent, and I never want to feel like I haven't done everything I can possibly do to be the best, for myself and for the people who supported me, like yourself and everybody else, for a long time. So,
Absolutely. Well, I'm glad that you're not done. I'm glad that everything is in that, perfect swerve, and there will be challenges. You and I, we've had a lot of heart to hearts off camera. I reached a low point last year. I look at myself last December. I was a shell of myself, man. And you were one of the people that reached out and
Yeah,
said,
man.
you're not alone in this. You're not alone. And it was because of conversations like that. I got better for my daughters, for
Oh,
my
yeah.
wife, and for myself. And I could say that having these friendships, these brotherhoods like this, they made a world of a difference to where I had checked out completely.
I
And
feel you, brother. Yeah,
and
yeah.
it was conversations, those little just keep your head up things from guys like you who didn't even have to take the time, but did, that made me seem like it was all worth it. And I can never repay you for that. And that's the honest truth of that.
Mhm. And dude, that the feeling's mutual. It was people, and you probably felt this too. It was the people you least expected that picked me back up. You know what I mean? It was pretty crazy. So people that I thought were gonna, call me and make sure I was good, or call me when they found out I moved back to Windsor and all that type of stuff, that didn't. It was the people that, surprisingly hit me up. And I won't mention names or whatnot, but people that blew my mind hit me up to make sure I was okay, and to make sure I was taking care of myself and getting myself back into the gym when I could, and back in the ring when I could. So yeah, it's the same type of thing, man. It's good people who pick me back up, like yourself, and I'm grateful for it, for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a great way, I think, to end this conversation.
Yeah.
Before I go, if anybody's stupid enough to not be following Aiden Prince on socials, like, A, what the fuck are you doing? And B, he's going to go ahead and shout them out now.
You know where to find me. That's you know where to find me. That's my thing now.
Or just find me, and through me, you can find him. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
But Aiden Prince on pretty much everything now. You can check me out, hopefully more often, coming soon on Impact Wrestling. And you'll see some things coming up. And lots going on, more coming. Some things I can't announce yet. But yeah, stay tuned to all my socials. Stay tuned to this guy's podcast, because I'll probably be on here again in a few months. So that's how we do it. And,
that's how we do it. It's like a 6-month reoccurring thing.
And I got to keep that record. I got to keep the record. So,
you have to keep the record flowing. It has to.
Yeah.
It has to happen.
But yeah, otherwise, make sure you're at that Destiny show. We are building something new, and it's my time now, and I want to see that place full, so I can shoot you all the finger. And that's basically it.
That's basically it. Fuck you all. Yes. So if you haven't bought a ticket, please do. This is going to drop a couple weeks before the show. I will list the ticket link in the bio. And don't forget to see Aiden Prince's first title defense, against Blake Christian. We also got Warhorse coming to the building. We got Steve Macklin coming to the building. We got the rest of the Destroy there.
There's some more surprises too.
There's some more surprises that haven't been announced. And I know that the mini host and myself will be sitting down to do a Destiny Wrestling pre-show prediction show a couple days before the event to give our thoughts and feelings on how we think the event's going to go. So be sure to tune in for that. As always, I'm your host, your boy, with my brother from another mother, Aiden Prince. Peace, love, and wrestling. See you next time. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to tune in next week for another great episode on all available podcast platforms and hosted on Podbean. Also, check us out on YouTube at Straight Talk Wrestling, on Instagram at Straight Talk Wrestling, on Facebook at Straight Talk Wrestling, and on Twitter at _Straight Talk. And if you feel the need to buy some sweet merch, check us out on ProWrestlingTees.com.
Leaving the scene with no trace, not in my league. You out of place. I'm not at the top, I'm outer space. Can't eat with us.